If you only list your vacation home on Airbnb, there will always be a couple of people who stay a couple of nights. But if you list that same home on Vrbo, you'll get Vrbo families who stay longer. Your dream guests await. Become a Vrbo host today.
Presidential election, or if Joe Biden steps down as the 46th president of the United States before his term expires, or if something drastically happens to Joe Biden, like passing away from an illness before his term expires.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
In my previous videos on Joe Biden, I provided hard evidence as to why I have reason to believe that he is no longer with us. From the green screening edits.
All right, my fault, y'all.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day.
All right, let's try this again. I guess I had a little mishap with my with the live on YouTube, but it's all good. We back on there. I had my StreamYard up also, so yeah. That's what it was. It was a little conflict, but it's all good. We on here now, and we're gonna go and get it in.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us, and we do. Everybody here loves them.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with that.
Most importantly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Trump is a threat to this nation.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
By Dane Calloway and Tanisha Calloway. Watch this brand new documentary, Mother Rosa, right now at DaneMakeYouThink.com.
Shout out again to Dane Calloway. Fair use. it's just educational purposes. I have seen these videos, and I want to share them with y'all once again. I'm gonna say that. Like I said earlier, Dane Calloway, one of the only people that go to the places that he be talking about while he researching them and share it with us. So shout out to Dane Calloway.
With all of this drama surrounding who will become the next president of the United States in November 2024, many people have ruled that the former 45th president, Donald Trump, will garner the majority of the votes of selected people to reign as president again. After the first 2024 presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden on the night of June 27, 2024, Donald Trump was seen playing golf and was asked a few questions. Donald Trump informed us that he heard that after the debate, Biden would drop out of the presidential race and that Kamala Harris will be replacing him.
You gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
That old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man.
Right.
A very tough guy. And they see him, they can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, just keep knocking him out, right?
That's it.
Donald Trump's intel was correct because Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race a month later on Sunday, July 22nd, 2024, and he nominated Kamala Harris as his replacement. This means that Kamala has officially been selected as the Democrats' candidate for the 2024 presidential election.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've got Shape Video Masks. You can
as the Democrats' candidate for the 2024 presidential election.
President Biden has announced he will stand down from the race.
President Biden has just announced that he is ending his re-election bid.
President Joe Biden has...
Crazy thing is, in a minute, you're going to see why I linked all of this. Well, I didn't actually link all of this together. It was something I noticed with the Simpsons and that card. But it's multiple cards from the same game, but it'll make sense in a minute.
Said that he is going to stand down from the presidential race and not seek re-election to the White House in November.
Pay attention, because everything you're about to see and hear will make history. None of it has happened before, not like this, and no one knows how it will play out. Not really. So President Biden has ended his re-election campaign and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. There is less than a month to the Democratic convention, just over 100 days until the election itself. This is where things stand right now, insofar as we know. We will hear from Vice President Harris today. She says she intends to earn and win the nomination.
Many people believe that Kamala has a chance of winning the presidential race because the popular cartoon television show The Simpsons has successfully accurately predicted Donald Trump's presidency and many other events that have occurred so far. In one episode, Lisa Simpson is seen as the president and is eerily wearing the exact same clothing.
Now, hold up for a minute. So now this is crazy, but understand this ain't the craziest part. The conditions that they say that have to be met in order for her to be the president is what's gonna really get you. But yeah.
And jury as Kamala Harris, pictured here. Could this be a possibility? Could this become a reality? The only way the writers of The Simpsons television show would again accurately predict something like this, a woman president, is if Kamala Harris does in fact win the 2024 presidential election, or if Joe Biden steps down as the 46th president of the United States before his term expires, or if something drastically happens to Joe Biden, like passing away, from an illness before his term expires.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
In my previous videos on Joe Biden, I provided hard evidence as to why I have reason to believe that he is no longer with us. From the green screening edits, to the deep fake edits.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate.
Now, before we go any further, I want you to open your mind a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and try to take in what you finna see, because it's some crazy shit.
Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. Plus, pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Then all of the times we witnessed that it was someone wearing a mask.
You can't tell me this is normal. Look at his forehead. This is bullshit. That's a
Now, peep this. Now, I done seen people with waves, man. But when you get waves on your forehead, they hitting a little too hard.
mask. That's a skin mask. It ain't normal. Look at it.
North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy.
That's that what's that Mary's right there. That boy let that Mary's hit his forehead real quick.
Oh my gosh, that's a mask. Holy cow.
Many of my subscribers can recall me playing a clip in one of my previous videos of former President Gerald Ford speaking to school children at the Herbert Hoover Library in 1989. For those of you who cannot remember this particular portion that I'm referring to, I'll play it to refresh your memory drive.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events.
Now, peep what he say right here, though.
Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president.
4 different hacks that you could implement today. You get more followers on Instagram without posting more. In fact, this creator right here
will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen, and I think it'll probably come sometime in the next 4 or 8 years.
Okay, now, what's interesting about this clip is that he semi-accurately predicted that there will be a male president and a female president. It's obvious that his prediction refers to the current president, Joe Biden, and his vice president, Kamala Harris. Former President Ford also mentioned that the male president would die and the female president will become the first female president ever in United States history. Do you think the rest of his prediction will become reality? Will Kamala Harris become president only after Joe Biden somehow dies? As I stated earlier, I have reason to believe that he is already gone. But what if there was a plan? to finally let the public know that Joe Biden has passed away, only after political advisors groomed Kamala Harris for the entire tenure Joe Biden was president so that she could later become president. What if the plan was to make her president before Biden's term expires to persuade the public that Kamala could lead as president of the United States? Or what if the plan was to entice people to vote for her by making her become the 47th president now and then the 48th president later? In 1989, former President Ford said that this might happen in 4 to 8 years. But what if he wasn't referring to how long it would take to happen, but referring to the number of the president when it would happen, which will be the 48th president? Jump into the comments to tell me if you believe Kamala Harris may become the 47th president after Joe Biden.
Well, if you're seeing this, then take the playlist, go through the videos yourself, subscribe to these people, like the videos, comment. As you can see the video going up while we're watching.
Biden's possible passing before his presidency expires. If you believe so, then tell me who you think will become the 48th president. Would it be Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? I mean, the Simpsons have been getting it right for a while now, right? What other possible scenario could it be in order for this image to become a reality?
Bring your trip to life with Expedia's Chat GPT integration. I've got a problem here. I need to make 2 different images that were shot on different days with different cameras at different times look like they weren't. In other words, I need to color match this shot to this shot like this.
Start image to become a reality.
Across the millennium years is crunch time in this whole agenda, crunch time for the human race. This is the time when this network of interbreeding bloodlines wants to bring in its global fascist structure of a world government to which nation states would be administrative units, of a world central bank and a world currency, a currency that wouldn't be cash, it would be merely electronic, for which there are fundamental implications for human freedom. And also the world army, which is designed to be NATO, expanding and expanding as it is now, of course, to become the fully fledged world army, world police force. And underpinning that little lot is designed to be a microchip population, in which we are microchipped with our financial details, our medical details, etc.
And as we can see, maybe back, I don't know, 2011, 10, this probably was a controversial topic. Probably even made a debate about it, but now there's no debate. The chipping thing, even if it's in the dogs or for showing your devices, your phone, your cards, it's already here. But this was 1998, where this was totally a taboo idea. Nobody was talking about this. And if you was being scrutinized. So...
etc. And that would allow not only electronic tagging, people knowing where we are all the time, it would allow the external manipulation through this electronic means of our mental and emotional processes. This will happen unless the human race wakes up and wakes up fast. And to do that, we need to understand what's really going on. And to let people know that, we've got to stop beating about the bush, stop pulling punches, stop pussyfooting around, keeping information from people, oh my goodness, how will they react, and just say, this is going on, take it or leave it, make of it what you will, but...
So what he's saying is they trying to avoid mass global hysteria, everybody going crazy. Everybody already going crazy, though. But as long as they can control it, it's different.
This is what's going on.
I'm just here to make you think.
Shout out again to Dane Calloway. This is going to be the first part of this video. We'll go through the evidence. You can hit me up, let me know what y'all think about this. I'll let y'all.